where are you with Nick Smith? My thing is I trust him to separate. I trust him to be a high level playmaker who just like makes shit happen on the court. I will be interested to see what the efficiency is like. I think is my big thing.
I like his ability to score the basketball. And as we talked about with Tyler Hero a little bit earlier, that's something that's always going to be really valuable to me. This is a game where great offense beats great defense. And if you can have a lot of guys who have scoring versatility on the floor, that's a positive. I think Nick Smith definitely has scoring versatility. A tough bucket, a guy who can create his own shot in the mid-range and from three, plays off ball, and I do see a lot of upside for him to hit movement shots. So he checks kind of all three boxes for how he would get a triple off and has the ability to play on and off ball. I love that in a guard prospect. I think that makes him more of a combo guard than a true point guard and alleviates.
And I love it, particularly at Arkansas, because playing with Anthony Black and that ability to play off the ball is going to be really important for him this year, because it's going to allow them to really put together some high level defensive lineups, given how big Anthony Black is, given his defensive tenacity, and given his ability to make plays as a passer, first and foremost, point guard. Big fan. But continue. I'm sorry.
No, and it alleviates to me some of the concerns that I have with Nick Smith on the offensive end, which is I think he's a really good passer. I don't know how polished he is out of the pick and roll just yet. And the one worry for me, he's not an elite level athlete by any means. So rim pressure, being able to get there, finish amongst the trees, consistently be, that guy that can get you an easy bucket one-on-one. He can make tough ones, but I don't know if he can get himself an easy one. I think he's much best served at the next level as a second or third option than your true primary guy. I think he definitely has top 5 upside in this class and a guy that I would consider taking around that range. But I love his versatility next to a great scorer, an all-star, as opposed to him just being the linchpin in the man.
Yeah, like there's a real craftiness to what he does on the court, right? Like his craft, for lack of a better word, because that's where my brain is right now, as a ball handler is real. Like he has a lot of tricks in his bag to be able to separate, to be able to change pace, to be able to change direction. Like there's a lot there that he's going to make some guys look like kind of silly defending him at the point of attack this year. And like you said, really good, tough shot maker. I think that here's a question. The one thing that outside of Nick Smith, this Arkansas team could be missing theoretically is that ability to get a shot, right? A secondary guy to get a shot, because Jordan Walsh, super athlete. We're going to talk about him next week when we do wings, right? Plays hard, high motor, will create transition buckets at a really high level defensively, get his arms into passing lanes, everything like that. Not like a guy that breaks down defenders yet necessarily in the half court, right? Anthony Black, really high level pick and roll passer, playmaker, not really, the guy that's going to break guys down. It's almost like Devo Davis and, Nick Smith are going to be the guys that at the end of the shot clock are going to be the critical ones. And frankly, I feel a little bit better about both of them, in the mid range right now, as opposed to from 3. And then Anthony Black, I worry a little bit about the shooting from 3. Jordan Walsh, I worry a little bit about the shooting from 3. Trevon Brazile, if you watch the preseason stuff they did, what country were they in? Do you remember?
Some European country, I believe.
More used as a rim runner as opposed to a pick and pop guy, right? Even though I think that long term he might have that in his repertoire. I wonder if that leads to just a little bit of shot selection stuff this year, just due to team role, right? Not because it's going to be shot selection that the team needs him to take. It's not going to be, shot selection because he's just going out and doing his own thing.
Right.
Arkansas is probably going to need it from him. So I'll be interested to see how the tough shot making translates to this level. I think that's almost like the swing skill, not even the swing skill, but the swing, thing that will determine his stock almost.
Yeah. And 2 things to really piggyback off that. One is not just the on-ball creation necessity, but even the off-ball creation. I think Anthony Black as being a guy that they're going to want to maximize when he's on the floor. So they need to play with him the ball in his hands. And when you have Brazil, who's maybe a questionable shooter, Jordan Walsh, much more of a slasher. They've got a bazillion bigs who are talented and deserve to be on the floor. Where does the floor spacing come from? To me, it's Nick
Yeah.
Smith. So this could end up being almost a Kentucky-like situation where we've seen so many good combo guards play in a John Calipari system where they don't get to show their pick and roll prowess, their ability to create with the ball in their hands. Guys like Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero, Devin Booker, who are siphoned into that off-ball role because it's the best way to maximize the roster that they have, versus the need for that late shot creation where Smith might be one of the only guys on that team who can really create his own. So that's going to be one thing that's incredibly fascinating to me.